The Spud Goodman Show.
Yes, this is the Spud Goodman Show. And let me give you just a few reasons to keep it tuned to this channel for the next half hour. How about Mr. Wild Thang himself, Tone Loc? No? Then try country singing sensation Trisha Yearwood. Live music? Yep, we got that too. Prepare yourself for the great Richard Thompson. Not too shabby, huh? Right now, we're going to barge in a conversation with Spud's mother as she discusses her new career as a lap dancer.
I am so excited. I can't believe I waited so long to discover the adrenaline rush this stuff gives you.
I can't say that I ever tried it, Aunt Safola.
My ex-husband always begged me to, but...
This is not something to be done solely in the family home. Stripping is a public act, too. On a stage with lights and a fog machine.
Oh, fog machines are a nice touch.
The act of taking one's clothes off is an art form. You have to be very talented to do it right. I saw Demi Moore's film Striptease 7 times, and let me tell you, that woman is a technician, a real pro.
Isn't she the one who's always naked?
She is a role model to women these days. I mean, she is really giving back. Did you see her on Barbara Walters trying to teach her how to bump and grind?
I saw it, but Barbara looked a little stiff.
You either have it or you don't.
That's where you're wrong. I myself am a late bloomer. Who would have thought they paid me to strip?
Aunt Safola, you have a job as a stripper?
I answered this ad in the paper. It said, big money, great hours, no experience necessary. They hired me on the spot.
Only in America.
They gave me this videotape to practice. It said how to strip in 7 easy lessons. I did it, they hired me, and I started the next night.
You're already doing this? In public?
I made $230 last night in tips alone.
Does Spud know about this?
I don't think so.
Do they have any other openings?
I don't know, I'll ask them tonight. Right now I gotta head down to the mall and make a stop at Victoria's Secret.
Do you mind if I tag along?
Sure, come on.
I have to admit, I never thought I would forgive her. You've helped me with this a lot.
Spud, our parents are human. We have to accept their imperfections.
That's easy for you to say. Your mother didn't come to school on Halloween dressed like Barbara Eden from I Dream of Jeannie. Man, I was the laughingstock of the 7th grade.
Why did she come to your school? Did you forget your lunch money?
No, she had a crush on Mr. Fisher, my shop teacher.
What about your father?
Nah, he had a thing for Mrs. Elliott, who was a cook in the cafeteria. Can we talk about my dad some other time?
Okay.
I think I'm making progress, and I can thank you for that, I guess.
You are getting closer to your mother, because the walls that you have built are being torn down.
But I'm still not totally over that Barbara Eden costume thing.
Trust and forgiveness, Spud. It can heal all wounds.
Maybe, but no kid wants his mom acting like Courtney Love in public, for God's sakes. You know what I mean?
There's more action-packed thrills and adventure when the Spud Goodman Show returns.
She said, you're the king, so be my queen, if you know what I mean. And let's do the wild thing.
All right now we're headed to a conversation with rapper and cartoon mogul Tone Loc. Let's eavesdrop.
Is it my imagination, or have rappers like blown away rock and country performers in terms of getting movie and TV roles? I mean, seriously, there's like no contest. There's you, there's Ice Cube, there's Ice-T, there's LL Cool J, there's Will Smith, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then they got Rick Springfield and Kenny Rogers.
Hey, what can you say, man? Everybody is a little bit more funkier these days. We in 1996. A lot of this era is a lot of teenagers growing up these days.
But I mean,
a lot of people in the 40s and 50s and 60s now, they keep on getting up.
But it's a landslide, man.
But they want something new. Yeah. They're looking for something fresh.
Hey, I'd kill to cross over, but the question is to where? soap operas, game shows, cooking shows. But if Will Smith can get $6 million a flick, anything's possible. Did like Tone Loc maybe in the 4th grade or so pretend to be like a 40-year-old uncle and call up and say, Tone Loc can't come to school today? Did you ever try that?
No, maybe.
I bet it would have flown.
No, in the 5th grade, I tried to call up and tell my teacher he better give Tony Smith a better grade than that, and he already knew. He called my mom immediately.
When did you have a voice that you knew
I had
that
a
was...
C. I wanted an A.
Okay.
I didn't know. It's like you have your voice. You're not going to notice your voice until somebody comes at you and says, hey, Spud, man, your voice is it's real unique. I don't really know that. Because to you, it's just Spud's voice. So to me, it's just my voice. I really never paid attention to it until people brought it up, until I actually heard myself on a record.
You know, with his voice, I would never again have to deal with women giggling when I occasionally let loose with a, Mommy, I want a cookie, and a high-pitched squeal. A couple octaves lower, and it'd be socially acceptable. Hey, what's your take on the royal divorce between Princess Di and, I guess Prince Charles, that's his name. Has a guy ever heard of a prenup? What do you think about that?
Well, I think in royalty, man, I guess, you know, when you go for it in royalty, they're not really used to divorces and having breakups and as much getting out of the palace as it has been these days, as far as maids writing books who are not supposed to and are never supposed to discuss anything that's going on in the palace. All I say is this: if you guys are not getting along, if you guys are not happy, regardless of the royalty, I gives a dang darn, then you guys don't need to be together, because all you guys are going to do is be unhappy.
I like that.
You're not going to make each other happy. So find you somebody that makes you happy. You know, that's too many million people out here for just to be stuck.
Okay, all right. You ever been stuck, by the way?
No.
Man, I could share some real horror stories right now, but I see my producer over there waving his arms like a maniac, so I suppose I should wrap this thing up. Yeah, okay. Now, how tough is it to, like, write a killer tune in rap? It's tough, because rhyming, to me, is a major hurdle. I can get, like, the first 2 lines, like, I'm on my way to the bank, and I have less than a full tank or something, and I can't get beyond that. You got, the skill is amazing to do that.
I mean, it really is, and I have to give it to a lot of these kids and youngsters and other people who have made some monstrous rap songs to the beat. But you have to have a subject.
A gift, too? You have to have a gift.
If I don't have a subject, then what am I going to rap about?
Well, that's true.
I mean, if I'm going to go home and rap about the interview with Spud, then I'm going to rap about what was taking place. What I'm going to rap about, what was in here, the cameraman. I'm going to talk about everything that I saw here, you know, things that are on my mind. It is hard to keep on rapping. I've done just what you said, wrote 2 lines and was like, you know, that's not going to get it. Not going to get it. You know, it is difficult at times, but
it's real hard.
You have to keep on going.
Actually, I would like to keep going here because I dig Tone Loc, but I can see my producer now looks like he's going to have a cerebral hemorrhage. So, I guess I'm out of here.
Are you ready to hear a legend? Just ask any musician worth his guitar pick if they don't genuflect when this guy's name is mentioned. Say hello to Richard.
Now, I heard from a fan standing in line for the show tonight that you're a guitar god. What was the first song?
He meant dog. He's dyslexic.
It might have been that, or either one of the two, but let's just go with the God thing if there's any fact there. What was the first song you ever learned on the guitar that maybe propelled you on your way?
It's probably the Bonanza theme.
Bonanza.
Because it's mostly kind of like you can play on open strings.
I like that. You know, mine was Wild Thing. I was pretty mean on the, Sear Silvertone little guitar anyway. Okay.
Yeah, see, we didn't have Wild Thing in my day. We had to rely on
Bonanza.
Less conventional things really to play.
Okay.
Less hip.
You're kind of an up with people, a real an optimist in your lyrics. Where do you find most of your inspiration, do you think, in your writing? I have some people that live by your lyrics. So where do you get your inspiration?
All over the place, you know. If you just stay alive, then you see stuff around you and things happen to you.
Okay.
You know, everybody has a hard time, everybody has a good time. You know, and if you haven't got enough stimulation, you can go and read a newspaper.
Can you write if you're having good times?
I can only write when I'm fairly comfortable, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I can only write really sad, depressing songs when I'm feeling fairly good about myself.
And how are you feeling right now? Honestly, off the record.
Not too bad, a little tired.
A little tired, okay. On that note then, I'll show some compassion. There you have Mr. Richard Thompson. Check out the new CD on Capitol Records. I highly recommend it.
once more for the memory. Hit the heights too well that time. To leave it there would be a crime. Feels more like beginning to me. At least we tried. Took the biggest bite. At least we did it right. With all our souls and all our might. Blue murder on the dance floor. French kisses in the rain. Blood wetting in the water. Till I see you again. Dodge courage is the game. And the ghost of you walks. The ghost of you walks. The ghost of you walks. Ghost of you walks right through my head. Sleeper walks at the foot of my bed. Sends all shivers over my skin. Love like that, it won't let go. Not some kind of a mind of its own. I can't break out and I can't break in. At least we lived. Took the darkest bite. At least we did it right. With all our souls and all our might. Blue murder on the dance floor. French kisses in the rain. Blood wetting in the water. Till I see you again. Dodge courage is the game. And the ghost of you walks. The ghost of you walks. The ghost of you
Time once again for a communion of commerce. We'll be right back.
When I said I didn't want to love and you were no one I was thinking of. Believe me, baby, I lied.
Oh, hey, here he comes. Not a word about this, okay?
Spud wouldn't care, not if his mom's doing something that she gets a sense of responsibility from.
What's up, guys? I got like an hour before my next segment.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Spud, your mom is getting paid to take her clothes off in public. A stripper. Can you believe it?
What?
That's right. Your mom is lap dancing at the tune of $25 a pop.
No way!
See, I told you you'd flip out.
Ah, you win some, you lose some.
Where is she?
Well, I guess she headed over there to the mall to get some work clothes at Victoria's Secret.
I cannot believe this. What if someone who knows me sees her at this place? Like my old Cub Scout pack, and they see their den mother up on stage, they're gonna flip. I gotta go talk to her.
Sometimes Spud gets some major perks, like getting to hang out with a woman I sort of dig, Trisha Yearwood. Did he ask me if I wanted to tag along? No. Roll the damn segment.
All right, Trisha, could you give me a little advice on this one, all right? I'm feeling a little conflicted. I mean, I don't want to deny my mother her dream job. You know, I know she has aspirations, but it's difficult. I mean, my mom wants to be a lap dancer. How should I deal with this?
I think maybe you should rent her striptease, and you might want to think about a restraining order. I'm not sure.
Believe me, she's bought the tape. So I'm already, she's there, all right? Now, I know a lot of celebrities have had some difficulties with their mothers embarrassing them. You got the Sly Stallone situation. Actually, Demi Moore's mom has put her in a difficult position. And I know I'm not alone, but is there anything that maybe some advice you could give me on how I could deal with a mother that is basically has no compassion for my privacy, I guess?
Well, I don't know. Well, you're such a private person. I can see that. So you might want to think about moving or
moving. I like that. I like that a lot.
Has your mother moved recently and not told you her address, or?
No. She's attached to the hip with my situation. But anyway, hey, I'd like to. Sounds painful. Yes, it is. Sometimes I like to look to music for answers. In life, that's one of the things that I like about country music. Very much so. There's a little parable in there, a little bit of advice for one as they travel through life. What do you think? Like, don't get too many tattoos, or your wife could leave you for the mailman, those kind of things. I dig those kind of songs.
Do you really?
Yeah. Tell me about the history of country music and how it's used to, like, tell a story.
Do you have a tattoo, by the way?
I don't know Trisha real well, but I don't think she could deal with seeing the tattoo of Bobby Sherman on my left buttock. It's not a very impressive one, all right? It's kind of homemade, but we'll get with that later.
Did you do it yourself?
Well, it was like in the 3rd grade.
Sorry,
okay?
You're supposed to be asking questions.
I know I am.
I'm sorry.
I like this role reversal, though. I like
I'm
it
sorry.
a lot. I usually pay people to ask, anyway, go ahead.
I feel your pain. I think that country music tells a story, definitely. And most of my songs, a lot of my songs are stories. The very first single I had out was a song called She's in Love with a Boy, which was a story about actually a daughter whose parents didn't approve of the guy she was dating. A lot of people can relate to that.
They can, very much so. Does one in country music have to live a really full life, though? Because I take it you have to, like, have had a relationship to, like, write about relationships. So you have like active social lives and stuff?
Well, it's helpful. I mean, I was too normal to be in country music because I hadn't had, I had never been in jail, and all
that's
the
for the record.
Which is fine, and I still haven't been in jail, which I'm very proud of. And but no, you don't have to have actually, lived a hard life to sing about one.
Thank God none of the women in my life are country singers. I mean, how much fun would it be to hear your annoying habits in heavy rotation? All right. Well, when you do the Tonight Show, does Leno ever serve, like, leftover food, like some stale kiwi fruit or some old pizza or something from somebody who was on the show earlier in the week? Because I'd heard that sometimes the food's kind of weak.
Well, I don't know. They certainly don't admit it. They tell us it's fresh, but you never know. They tell us that the donuts come 5 to a box, and we believe them.
Well, Trisha, I need to get going here right now, but I want to tell you this. I have never heard a song about a mother who wants to be a lap dancer. So you might want to think about possibly, thinking about a song about it. I could slip you a tape maybe after I jot a few things down. What do you think? Would you be interested in a little?
No.
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 All right. Okay. Well, anyway, I appreciate you spending a few moments with me. And when you're back in town, maybe dinner. It's on me, Sizzler.
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Bye.
Like it or not, we'll be right back.
I really feel for Spud on this one.
Ah, the little punk is so thin-skinned. He's so worried that someone he knows is going to realize she's his mother. Big deal.
Well, your ex-wife, she must have been,
I can assure you, the woman never offered her services to this guy. I mean, she slept in flannel all the time, for God's sakes.
Really?
Listen. This is a bigger surprise to me than it is for the kid.
I cannot let this go on, Mother.
What do you mean, let what go on?
Hey, I am a public figure, all right? If the press gets a hold of this, my picture is going to be plastered across every tabloid magazine in this country.
So, is that bad?
What?
You have a publicist working full-time, and maybe you get 2 sentences a month in some small-town newspaper?
Hey, I got 8 sentences in last Sunday's San Bernardino paper.
I'm starting to think I might be just what your career needs right now.
She's got a point, Mr. Goodman. There is no bad publicity, as long as they spell your name right.
But, Mom, geez, lap dancing?
I've decided to limit my performances to the main stage. No more working the crowd. I get so tired of all that pinching and grabbing.
Yeah, I bet.
Mrs. Goodman, I am available a few nights a week if you need my services.
Oh, that is so sweet. But the club has plenty of security.
Mother, may I ask you how you ever got this stupid idea?
The way I look at it, I've been given a gift. And I'm going to share it with the world. Demi Moore has empowered every woman to reach for that unreachable star, to be whatever I can be.
Demi Moore?
She's the naked one, right?
Okay, Mom, I think I can deal with this. But you better get some press coverage out of this. And remember, when they interview you, get the name and the time and the channel right.
No problem.
Mr. Goodman, you're going to be late for your dental appointment.
Right, okay. All right, Mom, I'm going to talk to you about this later. I'm going to call you tonight, all right?
I don't get off till 2 a.m. The gals and I usually like to go out for breakfast, so try me later in the afternoon. Gotta go. Bye.
Hey, I tell you, Letterman's mom, she writes a cookbook. My mom, she becomes a stripper. Life is not fair.
I hear you.
No, Spud, life is not fair. Get used to it. Well, I certainly hope you at home enjoyed tonight's show. Let's do it again next week. Ciao.